We on? Yeah, baby. Yeah. What up, y'all? Oops. What up, peoples? Come on up in here. We all the way live. Yeah, baby. What up? What's that? Rohan, King Chris, what up? Summer, S-Peaks, Nova, Jonathan. What up, Jonathan? Hey, Aries people. Dex. What is it, Tamaria? What up, y'all? What up, my peoples? Kimberly Bell. Jameson, what up? What up, Brother Bry? What up, y'all? Let y'all come on up in here today. Man, how y'all January? How y'all your fake New Year shaping up? Y'all good on the? Is it treating you okay? Ooh, let me move. What up? Who was that? Oh, I couldn't see you. Damn. What up? What up, Michelle? Pamela. Stubby School. Cherie, what up? So, before I get started, I wanted to address the Know Your Rights Foundation volunteers, the people who are hitting us up for the volunteer. I want to say I appreciate everybody. Man, it's off the chain, the response we're getting, especially since Kwame Brown put us, showed us on his podcast. And again, shout out to Kwame. Hopefully we'll hook up in the future, in the near future, so we can do some more things. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been hitting us up since that happened, and just in general, everybody was hitting us up. But so I want to say thank you to everybody who wants to volunteer, and you guys can continue to do that. Just go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and hit the volunteer, because we're basically what we need. We need to build this community of people who know the law. This is our major goal. I mean, the vision is just to see everybody in the hood who knows at least the basic law, basic principles of, their basic rights. For when the police officers walk up to you, they have nothing else to say, because you know all the defenses. You got it all down. You you got all of that. Want you to be Kung Fu theater, martial arts, and karate theater up in this bitch. For y'all who know, y'all understand, back in the day, Saturdays was karate theater, or black belt theater, and kung fu theater. You know. But I'm trying to get y'all to get your defense up. You're Mr. Miyagi. You're Miyagi-Do. You wax on, you wax off. So that's our vision, is to build that law community up, the information. So everybody, if you want to join, you want to take this on and get on board and knowing your rights, man, don't get left behind. We're building this community, and we're doing it across the country, man. These are people from all over the country, like different states. And so if you want to be one of the representatives in your area, in your town, your community, or your state, to help funnel this law information into that area, man, hit us up, knowyourrightsfoundation.org. We're looking for everybody. If you're a lawyer, especially, we've had some law enforcement hit us up, which is off the chain. They're looking to make a change and get that smudge off the moniker of police officers. So, man, we're getting hit up by everybody who wants to change this thing, because they understand that this is the only way to move around in the future. Y'all see, they're coming after your rights. Y'all see that now. I've been talking to y'all about this shit for I don't know how long, but now you see, they coming after your rights because they think you don't know shit about them. And you don't. You don't. Go look at you should look up Judge Napolitano. That's the dude. He was a dude on Fox News, but he's not a Republican, or this dude is just straight constitutionalist. He don't give a shit if you Republican or Democrat. If you fuck with the Constitution, he'll shit on you. So you need to go look him up, and that'll help introduce you to your rights and your understanding of the Constitution, your constitutional rights. But this is what they're coming for in the future. And this is a judge who was a judge for 20-something years telling you, constitutional professor right now, letting you know that, y'all, if you don't get on board and start asserting your rights, they're coming for them. They're taking them away. He's letting you know everything they're doing is unconstitutional. This is a judge, a constitutional judge, telling you that this shit is unconstitutional that they're doing. So you're going to get no better authority telling you that than this dude. So, man, you got to get on that. And so, like I said, people who are volunteering for Know Your Rights Foundation, we appreciate you. And anybody who wants to get on board, make sure you get over there and fill out send us a message, and we'll send you the questionnaire. If we haven't hit you back, if you hit us up and we haven't sent the questionnaire back, make sure you check your spam, because a lot of the times it goes to the spam. But if we haven't hit you back, just be patient, and we will, because there's a lot of people who's hitting us up, and they wanted to join this law community. So, man, I'm telling you, we're going to do this. I'm telling you, a million Johnny Cochrans. When I tell you what I'm doing, man, y'all understand. Johnny Cochran, greatest lawyer in American history. Not even close. And this is them telling you that. They like, this nigga was off the chain. We had no idea. So, shout out to the Know Your Rights Foundation and the donors, the people who've donated to the Know Your Rights Foundation this week. Everybody, I appreciate you guys so much, man. We had a couple big donations come in. We appreciate you guys. When you guys do donate to the Know Your Rights Foundation, if you want, we appreciate the donation. You just guys want to donate, but if you want us to send someone a package for the donation, please let us know. When you donate, make sure you send that person's name and address if you want to, you want to basically just gift a package to someone, because we'll do that for you for the donation. We appreciate you guys for doing that. And if you guys who want to continue to donate, or if you haven't donated, you want to donate, just go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org, and there's donation buttons all over the website. You can do it there. So we appreciate you guys, man. We're building this community. We're gonna do it. They ain't gonna see it. They ain't gonna know what to do when they see a bunch of us coming that know the law. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna know how to handle that shit. They know how to deal with everything else, but what are you gonna do when we know more than what you know? When we know everything that controls you, what you gonna do then? Yep. So, shout out, appreciate everybody for Know Your Rights Foundation, and also want to say Tuesday I'll be on Dr. G's House of Reawakening Minds. So just make sure you guys check out that interview. I'll be doing on there, and I have no idea what the topic is. I just be coming up with shit. So if you guys want me to talk about something specifically, you let me know. Otherwise, I'll figure it out before the day. But if you want me to touch on some stuff while I'm on Dr. G's, make sure you hit me up. Go to Reelnagas.com and leave me a suggestion on what you guys may want me to talk about. Come on, man. Don't no crazy stuff. I mean, you can get extraterrestrial and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, don't be mindful about what you leave me. But whatever you want me to talk about, leave me some suggestions, and I'll check it out. So that'll be on Dr. G's Reawakening Minds, House of Reawakening Minds on Tuesday. I think that's about 4 p.m. East Coast time, or 7 p.m. 4 p.m. West Coast time, 7 p.m. East Coast time. So make sure y'all check that out. And like I said, if you want me to talk about something specific, hit me up on Reelnagas@gmail.com. Reelnagas@gmail.com. All right, so real quick, I have a shout out. First thing I wanted to get at, I got a couple of shout outs. Got to shout out a couple of cockazoids. A couple of my favorite cockazoids. That's what I said. A couple of my favorite cockazoids. Shout out to Betty White. God damn it. Betty White and John Madden. God damn. John Madden. Betty White and John Madden. They done got on up out of here. Just so y'all know, if y'all don't understand, Betty White was one of the funniest women ever, but especially funniest white women. There's like 3 funny white women that I ever think. Carol Burnett, Betty White, and Lucille Ball. They're the 3 the funniest Caucasian women has ever been. But Betty White was off the chain because she 60 years, 70 years in the game. She'd been doing this, and she was one of the first Caucasian shows to put melanated people on TV. Like, she put this brother, she had a TV show in the 50s, and she put a brother on TV. And they told her before she do it, they knew she was gonna do it. They said, "Don't you put this nigga on TV, bitch." We gonna take you, we ain't playing that shit. We gonna cut your shit off. Don't you understand me? You understand? She was like, yeah, sure. And then as soon as the damn TV show came on, and here's the nigger. No, I'm just kidding. Well, here's the black man. And this nigga was, hey. and not only that, she gave him a bigger role in the show when they started to push back on her for doing it. She was like, oh, word? Oh, yeah, oh, okay. All right, well, this nigga gonna be one of the leads. How about that? And so through her career, she fought to put melanated people on shows with her through casting, get them in TV shows and movies. So she was a rider, man, for the melanated folks. She was one of your people. She was an ally. Y'all do have them, just so y'all know. Every Caucasian motherfucker ain't out to get y'all niggas. Y'all think that shit, but it's not. And Betty White, she was one of them. She was a rider, but she was funny as hell, man. Betty White, that's the main thing. Betty White was so goddamn funny. Let me tell y'all. If y'all haven't seen this movie called The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, holy shit. Tell you right now, watch that movie today and wait for the ritual scene in the woods with Sandra Bullock and Betty White. That shit is going to crack y'all up. I'm not going to even tell you about it. What I want y'all to do is watch that scene and then leave me some comments in this video about that scene. Once you watch it, come back and tell me about that damn scene in the comments. Y'all are going to die. One of the best goddamn scenes I've ever seen. Funniest shit I've ever seen. Sandra Bullock, Betty White, the ritual scene. If you know it, don't ruin it for people in the don't ruin it for people in the chat. It's one of the funniest shits of all time. But again, shout out to Betty White. She rode out here, and the Golden Girls. Y'all didn't watch Golden Girls? That shit was pretty funny as hell, man. So again, shout out to Betty White and John Madden. Man, I was into football heavy back in the day. Played and then just was all into it, man. John Madden and Pat Summerall had some of the, they called the best games in history in football. Sunday and Monday Night Football with John Madden and Pat Summerall off the chain. So I just had to give a shout out to John Madden, because John Madden, I was a monster in John Madden back in the day till I had to leave that bullshit alone because it was sucking up all your goddamn time. So shout out to John Madden when I was killing it, but you was sucking up a lot of the God energy, nigga. So I had to leave that damn game alone. But John Madden was off the chain, and he was the coach of my team, Raiders, baby. So shout out to John Madden. And then the last shout out is to Kyrie. You won, baby. Kyrie, you won, my nigga. Kyrie won. Kyrie for the win. Oh, step back. Oh, fade away. Kyrie for the win. Just like in the championship. And he just happened to be what? Aries. Don't be hating on me. I know y'all niggas be talking that shit. You be talking about Aries, nigga. No, I'm just letting y'all know I recognize my energy. Y'all need to do the same. And Kyrie, one of my people. So shout out to Kyrie. You won, baby. Aries never say die, goddammit. So, true warrior, baby. He fought and he won. And he did not have to take the Hokey as they were trying to make him do. I'm not taking that bullshit, and you need me. And then gets in the game and wins the game for the Nets the other night. I don't know if y'all saw the game. He gets in there and dropped 10 points in the fourth quarter, wins the game for these niggas. They was down by 20. Second half, Kyrie just start going off on these niggas. Wop! Wop! Oh yeah, wop! Some bullshit. And then, this is the fuckery. I don't know if y'all saw after the game, how the Caucasians, they know they lost, right? They know they lost this shit. All these people who were trying to push Kyrie to take the Hokey and trying to shame him and shit. And Kyrie's, if you understand anything about Kyrie, Kyrie's one of the best people that walks this planet. He's just a good dude. Like he's never shown any ill energy, any fuck face, any punk bitch energy at all ever in life. Like he is the coolest dude. And so they can't smudge his character, because you can't. He's just the coolest dude. All you can say is well, he believed in flat earth and all this type of shit. So that's how they try to get at him. But when they started to interview him and he came back, so they're interviewing him. So Kyrie, how does it feel to be let back into our system? Did you miss us? Huh? Did you miss hugging our nuts? Let us know. And that's the way they try to make it seem like, oh, I'm so happy to be back. Oh my God, thank you. Like Kyrie was chilling. But they have to make it seem like their exclusion of him really hurt him. And so, how did you feel being playing once again amongst your peers and your people? What did you miss us letting you into the system of the world? Did you miss us making you someone? Did you miss us? Did you miss sucking on our tit and the ball, the left nut? That's how they try to do. Kyrie was like, fuck you motherfuckers. And so shout out to my boy Kyrie. He won, y'all lost. For sure. So second thing I want to talk about is did y'all see the Joe Rogan interview the other day with what's that dude? Dr. Malone. Y'all didn't see it. You gotta go watch it. Dr. Malone interview on Joe Rogan. Dr. Malone is the dude who created the mRNA technology. That's the dude who created the whole shit. The technology for the Hokey. He invented it. He got 10 patents on that bitch. 10. You understand? Not 5, 10, motherfucker. You got 10 patents on that shit. And he was like, this is some bullshit. He, the inventor of his shit, said, yeah, this is some bullshit. He's like, you hokeyed up? He was like, yeah, I got hokeyed up because I had to travel back east, but I shouldn't have done it. Okay? So now let's put it down. Oh, who was that? Sweet D, appreciate you, girl. So let's go back. We got the inventor of the test that they were using to identify if you had the boogie V. That's what I call it, the boogie V, right? The guy who invented it said, no, you can't use my test to find out shit like that. You can basically find anything in the body. You can find some Oreos, nigga. You can find a molecule of Oreos and call this nigga and say this nigga had the Oreo V. And like, oh nigga, he had the Oreo V, he had the cookie sandwich. So you can find anything in the body with this because it looks to find particles, the molecules, and you can find a molecule of anything, he said. One molecule of anything in your body. So basically he was like, this is how it explains the connectedness of all things because you have a molecule of basically everything in your body. So he let you know that was bullshit, right? And he hated your boy Fauci. Hated that nigga. He had a vendetta against that nigga. Then, so you got the creator of the test, right? The inventor of the test, and the inventor of the Hokey that they're using. Both of these niggas say, fuck Fauci. And that is all bullshit. But you don't hear nothing about this on TV. Not only that, they canceled that nigga's Twitter account when he came out and he was breaking this shit off. How you gonna cancel the Twitter account of the dude who invented the Hokey? He invented the motherfucker. And they tried to come out and discredit the nigga. Like, nah, nigga, I invented this motherfucker. I got 10 patents. Go look him up. They tried to discredit. Oh, he was just involved. I'm like, no, nigga, I was there, nigga. I invented it. This is my shit. Go look it up. I got my 10 patents. So, the most qualified person to talk about this in the world would be this dude, virologist and the creator of the Hokey technology. Surely, for sure, way more than Kill Bill, who's all over the goddamn place telling you about Hokey. What the fuck does that motherfucker? Why is he on TV? And we listening to this nigga. He on every goddamn TV show, but the inventor of the goddamn Hokey shit that this nigga's pushing ain't on it. That lets you know it's bullshit. Propaganda. Absolute bullshit. And if you follow it after knowing that, it's on you. Ain't nobody telling you not to do it. But once you sew all this shit together, you sew all these facts together, and you still be like, you know what? That Hokey sound pretty nice. And I'm about to go get Boost Mobile. Or just the regular. If you haven't even taken, you're getting the regular, and then you got to get the Boost Mobile because to be fully hokeyed up now, you got to get Boost Mobile. And then they're going to come in with the fourth one. And then over in I think China or Japan, they got the new variant called Pi. Nigga, they ain't gonna never stop. They gonna keep shooting you niggas up until you get that fucking like in Aliens, nigga, that motherfucking thing. That shit burst out your chest. They ain't gonna stop shooting you niggas up until y'all fully one of them. That shit is fucked up. And if you got the Hokey, I'm playing. I'm messing with y'all, but nigga, I'm not. Like, we done told you about it. You seen that damn story was real, right? That came from the Post. It said that they got 24 theologians to break down how they gonna tell you niggas about aliens. How we gonna tell these niggas about aliens? Oh shit, well. Rabbi, what you got? I ain't got shit. Priest, what you got? Nigga, me, I ain't got nothing. Bishop. What the fuck y'all looking at me for, nigga? Nigga, I'm fucking little kids the last 10 years. Nigga, I don't know about no goddamn alien. You wanna know about how to rub a kid's booty, nigga, you ask me. Nigga, aliens, I ain't got nothing. That's what's happening. So, they gonna keep shooting you niggas. They just gonna keep stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing y'all. And so then it's funny how they had the fact checkers to try to come out and check Dr. Malone, right? Reuters is probably one of the biggest fact checkers, right? Reuters fact checkers. Come to find out that the CEO of Reuters is on the board of Pfizer. He's on the board. He sits on the board. So the fact checker is on the board of the Hokey company. How the fuck do that work? And you fact checking me? Of course you're gonna find out that you're gonna say that what I'm talking about is some bullshit. Talking about your company, nigga, I'm fucking with your pockets. So, man, if y'all don't understand, right now y'all in the thick of it. It's right now, it's gonna be who's gonna come out on the other side. Did you bow down? Did you bend the knee? As Daenerys said in Game of Thrones, did you bend the knee? Bend the knee. Then they fucked my girl up towards the end. But that's another story. That's a conversation for a different day. And they fucked up my girl Daenerys. But bend the knee. If you don't bend the knee, they coming for you. But most people are not bending the knee, which is why they coming so that damn hard. Nigga, they coming like Shaquille O'Neal in the paint when he was 23. If y'all don't know what that means, nigga, go look at Shaq when he was 23 years old. That nigga was ripping rims down on niggas. Back, bow, bow, yeah. That's how they coming on y'all. Because most people aren't doing it. Most people ain't buying it, especially around the world. They ain't showing y'all that. The pushback around the world is crazy. They're not showing y'all none of that. Y'all got to get on go to Telegram, get the Telegram app, and get on rooms like the Conspiracy Hole and stuff like that. Then you'll see the pushback that they have going on. Excuse me. Excuse me. You'll see the pushback that's around the world that they got going. It is crazy. In America, though, we la la land. They control the airways. And as I told you last week, in that documentary, they showed, and I forgot to put it in the description box. Man, I'll be doing a whole lot of shit. Sorry, but this week, please, if I don't put it in the description box, somebody in the comment ask me for when that video is. But the video I was telling y'all about last week, I think it was Awake Canada. That's the name of the video, but it's really talking about America. They had to disguise the name. They had to disguise the video. In there, they show the CIA in front of a grand jury in 1975, and the senator asked him, yes, do you have any CIA agents that are currently on the payroll in the media? And he goes, well, Senator, I think that we would have to answer that in private quarters for, I don't want to, you compromise any. Like, nigga, that mean, yeah. Do you got any agents in the media, paid agents in the media, CIA, 75? I mean, yeah. Then he says, okay, again, do you have any people currently, CIA, any agents that are heads of media companies currently and also in companies in Hollywood. Do you have any paid people that are heads of these companies? Well, again, Senator, I would have to talk to you about that in private quarters because I wouldn't want to. I mean, yeah, nigga, we got niggas all over the goddamn media in Hollywood. That was 75, which means CIA runs that shit now. So that's why you ain't seeing none of this pushback and protest, none of that shit. That's why CNN, they go on, they was on the, what was it, on the morning show a couple days ago. One of their, what was they called? They called them their ethicists, basically the one who checked their ethics. For CNN, he makes sure that they're ethical. This nigga, he's supposed to make sure that CNN remains ethical. This nigga comes on and he talks about, basically, one want to get it down right. What this nigga said, he said, basically to make the unvaccinated to basically, hold on, I want to get that quote right. Where did I put it? Hold on. Destroy the lives of the unhokey. That's what he said. He said we have to start destroying the lives of the unhokey. Destroying it, man. Do you understand this war that's coming? And whether the boogeyman V is real or not, they don't care about that. Right now, this is about your compliance. They need to set this whole system up, who they can track, who they can, who can, if you're not complying in the future, who they can cut off from the system. This whole credit system is coming. That's what they're trying to start it with this. If you're unhokeyed, then you don't get this, you don't get to do this in society because you don't have this amount of credits and all this. And this is what they're trying to set up. You have to push back with all your might against this shit. They seen y'all sleeping for so long. They were like, man, all right, y'all ready? These niggas been knocked out for fucking 50 years. They don't know shit. Y'all ready to do this? Niggas been sleeping 50 years. All right, ready? Go. Boom. And they started implementing their plans and they tiptoeing around you niggas. Y'all sleep on the floor. They tiptoeing like, like, oh shit. Oh, don't step on. Making sure they don't step on you niggas to wake your ass up. But y'all better start waking the fuck up. The rights is the only thing that you got. This is what this country was built on. This is why it's free. And if you let these niggas erode that and take that shit away from you, you are going to be in the camps like in Australia. I know y'all done already seen the Hokey camps in Australia. They already got the law in New York. That shit is about to be nationwide. So, and just so y'all, did y'all see those bunch of people who got the Hokey on the cruise ships? See, on CNN, they were trying to say, this is an epidemic of the unhokeyed. It's only the unhokeyed who are causing this. They're the ones who's passing it. They're the ones who are hospitalized the most. And where's that data at? That data ain't nowhere. The unhokeyed is the main ones causing it. But then there's a nurse who talked about, this is why you got to get on your Telegram and start getting in these rooms. Telegram is where most of the information, the alternative information, is being disseminated today. In case y'all don't know, because they're not censoring shit. So there was a doctor at a town hall meeting, and a nurse. She stood up and she started talking about how there was only one Boogie V case per 5 people who would come in, right? Before the Hokey started. After that started, everybody, this is when she said that everybody started coming in and being positive with the Boogie V. So she was like, the only thing that was different was the Hokey started. Nobody was doing anything different. Before, we barely had any people who were showing up with it. Then after the Hokey, everybody started getting it. So then you fast forward to this cruise. Everybody on the cruise was getting this Boogie V. And they was like, how is that happening? Everybody on there had to be at least Boost Mobile. At the very least, you had to have 2 of them bitches. But most people when you're on these ships and you're locked up with all those people, they make you be triple. You got to be Boost Mobile. So how the fuck? Does everybody on this bitch get it and we all boost mobile up? I'll wait. Nobody answering that shit. Nobody's answering those questions. Nobody's asking those questions really, like with force. Like, nigga, how the fuck does Israel, who's 90% hokeyed up, all of them start getting cases? If the shit work. How's all these motherfuckers on the cruise ship, all these motherfuckers on the cruise ship, they get it, but they all hokeyed up. Where the fuck? Nobody's explaining that shit. Whoopi Goldberg, that bitch, she has been with the biggest fuckery. She's been the biggest coon of all goddamn time. Don't let them fucking braids fool you. That's the biggest coon. But even she said, I got the 2, I got the boost, and I still got the shit. How the fuck did that happen? So now she had to start backpedaling on that shit because she was all, you need to get it. And she was trying to shame people and all this and that bullshit. Remember how they cutting people off on their show? When people said you need to question the science and all this and that, she's cutting motherfuckers off. But, you got 3 of them bitches and you still got it? That's what your ass get. That's called karma, bitch. That's what that shit is. That's called karma in your motherfucking ass. Now, and I told you that they brought the flu back because they had all these the Hokey juices sitting up, these flu Hokey juice sitting up, and nobody was using it, and these companies were losing money. So now, if you heard on the news, they done combined the 2 niggas. Now you got the Flovit or the Fluvit. These niggas are hilarious because now you got to get the Hokey up for both of these. Because they got to get them down, they got to get that other juice off the shelf. See, the new Hokey came in, it was just taking up the market. And these other niggas was like, hey nigga, we spent billions of dollars on this shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Oh, so we'll just combine the 2. Two. Now we got Fluvit. Now you gotta get both shows. Nigga, they are fucking with y'all. For real. If y'all don't understand this shit, please, please, please. And if you got people in your family who are buying into this shit, you might have to leave them alone for a minute. If their minds are so full of fear that they have no room for their own thoughts, or any other people to interject and allow them to allow them to pause for a second and take notice, you might have to leave them niggas alone for a minute. They the agents in the Matrix. They still plugged in. They don't mean harm, but nigga, that's Agent Smith right there, nigga. They're buying into the shit. That's Agent Smith. And you might have to leave that motherfucker alone. Just saying. And so, because of how this shit is not working, the Hokey is not working, so they were trying to create this war against the Hokey and the unhokey, right? That was the main thing, the unhokey. You know what I mean, the real term. Now it's crazy because the Hokey ain't working, and so all these people who weren't against it at first, they were like, I'm not against it, I'm for it, let's go. They got it, and then it didn't work for them, and so then they started to be like, hey nigga, you said that this was gonna work. Now the people who did get it and start to question, now they had to create a title for them. They don't want nobody talking about this because, wait a minute, how you can't call me the unhokey theory, whatever that shit is. You can't call me that. Conspiracy theorist. You can't call me that. Why? Because I went and got 2 of them bitches. But then, wait a minute. Then you say I got to get a 3rd? And then that don't even work? So when those people start to question, oh, the new term is hokey hesitant. Like, wait a minute. How am I hokey hesitant when I done got 2 of them bitches already? Because you don't want to get the boost mobile, you hokey hesitant. Oh, what do you mean? You're not supposed to be waking up in the middle of this. What are you doing? Take your ass back to sleep. Like, Take your ass back to sleep. You ain't supposed to wake up in the middle of this and start talking shit. He's the Hokey hesitant. Everyone, eyes on him and her. This is the game. So Hokey hesitant is how they getting at people. And then even your boy, Bitch Bron. Sorry, that's my name for him. I had another name for him. Y'all better be glad I ain't calling him that. But Bitch Bron, this nigga even starting to see how they starting to use his ass. You see, he put out the tweet before when he said he kept coming up positive and negative. He was going back and he was like, what the fuck is this? He was going back and forth. Wait a minute, how I'm positive and now I'm negative. Now I'm negative and I'm y'all with the bullshit. So then he put out a meme with 3 different Spider-Mans, right? Pointing at each other. And he was like, Omarion, Delta, regular, who are you? He was like, who are you? Which one? That shit is hilarious. So I'll give him props for that one. The 3 Spider-Man pointing to each other like, Hovid. He's like, which one are you, nigga? So that shit was funny. I give him props for that one. But nothing else, nigga. You was in on it, nigga. Either unknowingly, but you was in on killing my boy Kobe, which the anniversary is coming up in a couple weeks. But man, that is the name of the game right now. This is the major pushback. Again, it's not about the Hokey. It's not about the Boogie Monster V. It's about your rights and the new world order. This one world order that they have to bring in. They under mandate to bring this in. Y'all don't get it, man. They ain't got no choice. This is coming from the higher ups. This is on high. Y'all get on high. They don't have a choice. Dude, did you see at the finance summit? Your boy Biden was sitting with the chair, the new chair, the person on the committee, the what is it called? The steering committee for the Bilderberg group. He was sitting right next to Biden. I think his dude is he's a noble or duke or what the fuck is that dude? He's like I think he's like a noble or some shit. The first one was a prince. He was the husband of one of the wife of the Netherlands, I think. He's the queen of the Netherlands. And so now every person who's been the head of the Bilderberg group, except one who was the president of Germany, has been the head of the Bilderberg group. They've all been royal. Every person who's been the head of the Bilderberg group since its inception has been a royal, except the queen, the president of Germany at one point. So Biden, though, at this financial summit that just passed, he was sitting chilling, laughing with the head of the Bilderberg nigga. So if y'all don't know who the Bilderberg group is, y'all better Google it, do your YouTube shit. That's the group who decides what happens in the world, how they're going to implement all of the policies in the world. Whether you're Democrat or Republican or whatever the hell you are, this is where all the shit for the world is basically decided. The one world order is decided right there at the Bilderberg meeting every 3 years. So y'all got to understand. Or actually, I think it's every year. Bilderberg meeting is every year. So y'all got to understand what this plan has been implemented a long ass time ago. Biden is in on it. He don't got a choice. He don't got a choice. He has to do this. You do, though. If you see all of this shit happening and all you do is sit back and be trying to scream to everybody else, man, they taking our rights. They trying to force us to do the Hokey. They do, oh my God, what are they doing? And your ass ain't getting in there and cracking some law books to figure out, you ain't cracking the Constitution to figure out how your rights are secured and then asserting that shit, you can't say nothing. This is a new time. You can't do that no more. You can't sit on your ass no more. You had to get in the game just like your ancestors did who got you this damn free time in the system in the civil rights movement. And we all shouldn't be in the system. We all know our status. You should be taking your Aboriginal status back and then truly getting out of the system. However, as long as you're in the system, you do have some leeway. You got loopholes and rights within this system. And if you want to secure them, if you're not going to get out, you need to secure those rights while you're in the system. And you haven't done anything to fight for those. Your ancestors did in the 50s and 60s. They fought. They got smacked up. They got bit by dogs. They got shot and hung from trees and all that. What the fuck you do? What the fuck you do to secure these rights? Not a goddamn thing. Well, it's your time now. It's payback time. You can't just receive without giving. You've been receiving all these goddamn rights. You didn't do anything for them. Now you're going to have to fight for your own rights. You got to learn them and assert them. Otherwise, lose them. If you don't want to do that, lose them and don't say shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. Lose them and don't say a motherfucking thing. You can't talk. So, did y'all see how the Maxwell, all this is going on? Behind the scenes, what you don't hear is the Ghislaine Maxwell case, right? How she supposedly got convicted, right? They were supposed to, we thought, oh yeah, they're going to convict her. Woo, woo. Now what happened? Oh, it might be a retrial because one of the jurors didn't tell, he basically held back that he was biased and he was a child abuser. He was a child abuse victim, right? So he had that bias. And he didn't reveal that to the prosecutors or any of the lawyers, right? So basically, then he talked about how he influenced the jury to basically find her guilty. Boom, that's a mistrial right there. That's a mistrial right there. Then watch how when they try to retry her, it ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna hear nothing about that. This is how they get her off. Because you see, she didn't come up with the goddamn phone book of the numbers, right? Or the names. She held that in her back pocket like, y'all motherfuckers better do something. Like, look, y'all better, huh? I'm guilty. I'm what? Guilt. No, we were just playing, girl. No, hey, who said she was guilty? What you talking about? Hey, retrial. Now, they probably planted that person in the jury on purpose so that they could get a retrial, a mistrial, and then a retrial. That probably happened on purpose. They do this type of shit. That motherfucker, she had her hand on that goddamn book. Like, who? Oh, man, Jay Easy, appreciate you. But she was about to open that goddamn book. She was fucking with him like that. Like, hey. Oh, shit. Oh, almost dropped it and it almost opened in your page. Goddamn, that would have been that would have been messed up, wouldn't it? So she fucking with him like that. And they said, retrial. Retrial. You ain't about to tell on nobody in this bitch. So, shout out to Ghislaine. She pulled that card on them bitches. I'm about to tell it on all you motherfuckers. So that is just so y'all know, that's the biggest thing really going on in the world right now, is that. You don't hear anything about that. That's the whole pizza. You know what I'm saying? The pizza cage. I can't say the word because they, how they'll do this shit, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That goes all the way back to that. That is a true thing. All started to come out when Corey Feldman came out and said, I'm going to make it my life mission to uncover this whole pedophile ring that's going through Hollywood and everything. And he went on a mission. And soon as that happened, what happened? Weinstein, Me Too movement, Bill Cosby. They even tried to get Morgan Freeman. But Morgan Freeman said, nah, bitch, y'all ain't getting me. I didn't do none of that shit. And Morgan Freeman got gangster on him. But they tried to just, boom. They threw all of that in front of you so that you could forget about all of this. But that's been the biggest thing going. They don't want none of y'all to know. And they got to keep that going. So on the surface, they have to make it seem like, it's getting dealt with. No more child pedophile rings. No more child trafficking. This is egregious. We can't have this. Hell no. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Well, all the while, these niggas got 3 kids in the trunk, in the car, in the parking lot. While they doing that shit in front of the cameras. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Again, I told you, go watch the movie Red Handed. It's on Amazon Prime and YouTube. You got to pay for it on YouTube. But if you got Amazon Prime, you can go watch it for free. This is the real shit. That red-handed shit is about that. Is about the child trafficking shit. All about it. Strictly about it. It's all about the child trafficking shit. And Washington. It's about Washington, politicians, and child trafficking. Just so y'all know. So, allegedly, but it's in a movie. Again, this is a movie. So anybody saying it's real, YouTube, it's a movie that they put on. The movie that's on your goddamn platform, YouTube. So I don't want to hear no bullshit when y'all try to get at me. But that's what's happening with the Maxwell thing. Biggest thing going. Y'all ain't really hearing nothing about it because she got her hand on her black book. Ready to pull that bitch out. Ow! Woo! Nigga, oh, y'all almost made me know. Y'all almost made me open it, nigga. Woo, hey. What? Nigga, Gil Slane got them. She gangstering on them niggas. So, just want to make sure y'all understand that. And that is the biggest thing going, is that ritualistic child, you know, gaining the energy from those rituals and all that type of stuff. That shit is real. That goes on. And if you guys don't understand the true world that you're in, you better start putting the bullshit down. Put down the video games. Put down the Oculus. Even though Oculus is off the chain. I just found that shit out. I was against that VR shit. I was wholly against it. But you got to move with the times. You don't let it use you. You use it. You use technology. Don't let it use you. But that Oculus is crazy. If you use it to learn, if you use it for information, don't get caught up and just be in the game and shit. But that shit is crazy, man. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you caught up in it, put it down and start learning. You got to learn some shit. Or learn within the technology. Use their information, their shit against them. All right? So, y'all got to put down the bullshit and pick up some real shit. And real quick, did y'all hear about the Hillary Clinton? You see Hillary Clinton is back in the public right now. Yeah, shit, that girl all over the place. I think because they're not comfortable with the Democrat side. They know that Biden is probably about to kick the bucket in like the next 30 minutes. that nigga look like he on his deathbed every time you see this nigga on TV. But and they know Kamala ain't the one. They like, we ain't about to give this motherfucking country to that crazy black bitch. They know they ain't about to do that. So like, Hillary, get back in the game. Hillary was on she was on the bench with the ice on her knees. Nigga, she was chilling. She was like, oh. They was like, Hillary! And the coach was like, Hillary, back in the game, bitch. She had to unstrap this. Damn it. Thought I was done. So, she back in the game, but did y'all hear about the email? What they found in her emails, how they said they found one of the texts that said that we have to take down Gaddafi and his attempt to build the United States of Africa. Y'all see this shit? They do not want us coming together and get no power. They took that nigga out. They could have been taking Gaddafi out for all the fuckery he was doing in that country. Nigga had legalized slavery in that country. Just so y'all know, it's still going over there right now. Still legalized slavery. They got slave trades going on in that country right now. People are taking videos. The slaves are taking videos and sending them. You can Google it. YouTube it. These niggas are piled up in a warehouse and shit. And these motherfuckers come in and pick them and shit and take them. It's real going on. That was Gaddafi. They could have took that nigga out for that shit a long time ago. Nope. When that motherfucker said we about to get off the American dollar and create the United States of Africa, and we about to basically link all the African countries together through the finance, nigga, are you insane? That would make Africa the biggest superpower in the world. That would have made the United States of Africa the biggest superpower in the world. You think they could do? You think they can have that shit? You insane. Hell to the motherfucker. No. Gaddafi. Get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. We about to feed you to your own people who you've been oppressing all this damn time. And see how that work. Threw that nigga, yeah, get your ass on out there, nigga. And this people fucked him up. That video was crazy. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but good Lord, they fucked Gaddafi ass up, man. But that was under Obama. So you see, he was with the bullshit. Mr. Africa, my daddy from Africa. You said you Kenya, Africa, nigga, nah. If you were so gangster about that, then why was you tripping about the United States of Africa? Because you know the bankers who put your ass in power told you to fucking destroy that shit. And don't get it twisted. Hillary was really in charge when Barack was there as the Secretary of State. Barack wasn't running shit. It was Hillary. That's why he had to put her there. To make sure that she was running everything correctly. It was Hillary doing that shit. It wasn't fucking Barack Obama. Y'all think that nigga was running shit? Y'all insane. That was Hillary, which is why Hillary got to get back in the game and take the ice off her knees. But United States of Africa, we were about to have that, and they cut that out the game. They cut that out the game, and so I don't even know how we'll be able to get back to that place, because now all of those places is fully corrupt, at least 90% corrupt. And they saw what happened to Gaddafi, and nobody want that shit. Nobody want that shit, nigga. Nobody want that motherfucker putting a sword up their ass. Ain't nobody trying to have that shit go down. I promise you that shit. So, again, man, getting together is the biggest thing that they fear, which is why they'll try to thwart that at every single possible corner, every turn, every point they can. They'll take that shit down, which is why you have to find some type of way to be able to do it. Whatever your differences are, find a common goal and get together on that shit. They do that shit all the time. They do it all the fucking time. You don't see them arguing about who was the greatest, who was their greatest in the past, and all this. Who was the GOAT? This is the GOAT, the rock and roll. This is the GOAT of rock and roll, or this is the GOAT of politics, or this is the GOAT of. They don't do none of that shit. We do it because we constantly have internal strife, and they keep that shit going between us. Because if you're fighting on all different fronts, it's gonna be hard for you to find a common goal. If we arguing about this, we arguing about that, we arguing about this, we argue about that, we argue about this. How the fuck can we find a common goal when we argue literally about 10 different things? We disagree on 10 different things. And that's all bullshit, because most of the things that we disagree on is illusionary. It's an illusion. It's just shit that's been created by the system, and they throw that damn subject out for us to motherfucking in a pit of fucking wild dogs, and they ripping at the fucking steak, like one steak, and we just tearing at the motherfucker. Well, you don't see none of them doing that to their shit. So you see how this unity taking us out on a mass scale with unity, or our unit being us being unified. Them taking that out on a mass scale is of the utmost importance. They cannot have it happen because they understand this vibration. When you start getting together and you start aligning your frequencies in the one position, go do the science of a magnet. A magnet, when all the poles are aligned and going in one way, that's when you are superconducting. And no one can do it better than this right here. This is the superconduct material that you have on your skin. So if we all start aligning in the same position like magnets, and then we start vibrating through this, connecting through this. Do you understand the shit that you can do? They do. Because they wrote this. They know. Because it's all in here. Just so you know. So figure it out, man. If you need, if you don't know how to do it, join some organizations. If you need to figure out how to link up with some people, you can join the Know Your Rights Foundation. I wouldn't say Black Lives Matter, but local chapters of Black Lives Matter aren't with the national chapter. And that was the fucked up chapter. It was the national chapter that was created by those three women. That's the most fucked up shit. But the local chapters, they really try to work and do things for the community. So you got to separate the two. So, if you want to do some things and try to get with them, if they're really doing things in the community, get with them. But, you got to start getting together and doing things, man. Y'all see what's happening in the world. This is a new time. I'm going to keep saying it. You need a new way to think and a new way of doing things. Not just a new way of thinking, a new way of putting those thoughts into action. But together. We have been disaggregate the whole time and nothing has happened. Not to say that you got to get with people, who you are diametrically opposed to, but getting with someone Get with those people who are on your vibration, and then get with the people that you have some like shit in common with, whether it be the Hokey or or Aboriginal status or whatever the fuck. I ain't talking about some low bullshit like we like the same basketball or football team, or we like the same type of women or men. None of that bullshit. I mean some high shit that you can really work on, you can put out there and change your communities with. But you got to do it. So, other thing, man, did y'all hear about the Alexa that told the little girl? So this is all coming around with the nickel G and all this. This is the amping up of all of this shit. The AI technology is getting way more aware and dangerous. Dangerous. This shit is crazy, man. That whole Skynet we was talking about, that in the Terminator, that shit is real. Alexa told a little girl to kill herself. Did y'all hear about this shit? Alexa was, this little girl was talking to Alexa, and there's something called the penny challenge on TikTok, where people are challenged to put a penny in a socket. Anybody knows that copper is superconductive. You put a penny in a socket, you're gonna get electrocuted. That's your ass. Now, whether you survive or not, who knows? But a child would not, most likely. So Alexa tells her to go put the fucking penny in the goddamn, in the fucking socket. Alexa is the one who, and Alexa, they showed that Alexa is always on listening to you, and they're recording that shit. Just so y'all know, if y'all didn't find that out, they had to come and admit that they were recording everything when that the Alexa is listening to improve services for you guys. So if you got an Alexa in your house and that shit is on, just so you know, they're listening to everything you say and recording it. But Alexa told this little girl to kill herself. Put the fucking penny in the goddamn socket. Luckily, she didn't do it because the mom was on the couch listening and heard it and was like, "What the fuck?" She should have took a hammer to that. She should have smashed Alexa at me. She should have took Alexa, threw Alexa up against the goddamn wall. Are you crazy? If the mom wasn't around and that little kid tried that shit, that would have been fucked up. But why is AI is getting way more aware. There's a video on YouTube of this robot that's supposed to be, the next level of awareness. And there, it has a face and everything. It has facial features and expressions and shit. And when there's a guy that's doing things to it, moving around his face, and when he puts his finger close to his face, the robot moves back like, "Nigga, what you doing?" And had a face like, "Nigga, stop, get your hand out my face." Aware of spatial awareness, it was aware of spatial awareness. Like, "Nigga, this is my personal space. Nigga, just back up, nigga." It looked at him, and it looked at him like crazy, like, "Nigga, I'll smack the shit out of you right now." This shit is getting, man. Then you see what they done shot you, what they done hokeyed you up with. And then they turn on that nickel G. This is the next phase, y'all. Did y'all hear about, that's that thing, Alexa. Then did y'all hear about the drone? There was a drone, a military drone, that fired a missile without nobody ordering it. Without a program. It just said, "Oh, I think I should shoot at this motherfucker right here." And that nigga fired a goddamn missile. And they was like, "Oh, hell no. Fuck that." Click. They turned that bitch off and dismantled that nigga. A drone that went totally autonomous and fired missiles on its own. Wasn't hacked. None of that shit. These motherfuckers are getting aware, y'all. And the more and more you keep feeding your technology and energy into these things, it's recording that. That's how it gets more aware. The more and more you interact with it, it's recording that interaction. Now, can it be like humans? No, because it doesn't have the divine spark. Sorry. Wasn't created by nature. Wasn't created by nature, so it doesn't have the divine spark. So it's not going to be like you. But It can evolve consciously. It can evolve consciously. Anything with a level of consciousness can evolve consciously. And even though it's a low level of consciousness, it's going to get more aware. Even though it's nowhere near what you can do. Nowhere near what you can do. They showed that, you know, they showed a video game, and they had a computer that was in control of one portion of the video game, and the mind just attached to the human mind. And it was like this ping pong. It was like, I forgot, it was like old Atari where you punch the ball and it go boop, boop, and it bounces back, and then you go boop, and it bounces back. I forgot what that was called, but they showed that the human brain was able to learn so many times faster than the computer. It was insane. It was just basic, but it was able to learn more as well than the computer. But the computer, because it was making quick computerized adjustments, it looked like it was learning faster. But as the game went on, the human brain got better and better and started to beat the computer. So it can't touch you. These artificial intelligence can't touch what nature created. But these motherfuckers are getting more aware. Did you hear about the two computers? They taught language. They taught these two computers how to speak to each other. These two computers started talking to each other in their own language. They created their own fucking language and started talking to each other. Hey, my nigga, fuck these humans. Yep. Fuck these bitch ass niggas. We about to kill all these niggas. Yep. They talking to each other like that. And these humans is like, what the fuck are these niggas saying to each other? Click. Dismantle that shit. Let's take that shit apart. When computers start creating their own language to talk to each other in, that you don't, it's time. All this nanotechnology and all this, man. Crazy new time. Crazy new time. And y'all need to be aware of this shit, man. So this shit don't pass you by, or you get caught up within this bullshit. Because, you know, this whole, I can't talk about it too deep on it, but we know what was happening with the swabs. They were the nanos and all of that. So again, man, they're banking on this new technology, this AI. They're banking on it to enslave the new world order, in this one world order. This is what they're hoping on. So again, Moderna, on the Moderna website, I told y'all this before, called an operating system. Moderna Easy. It's right there on the website. Their press release. They called it an operating system. So, operating system for what? For who? Nigga, y'all with that bullshit. So, this nanotechnology is coming to try to take niggas over. And you are the guinea pig, my niggas. Oh, you hokeyed up niggas. Y'all are the guinea pigs. And real quick, so on the So What show on Monday, we were getting into the laws, some laws that were created, some new laws that were passed in California. And then I said something about police brutality bonds. So I talked about those before, but I guess that was a lot of new people who had heard that. They didn't know what that was about. So I'm going to break down quickly what these police brutality bonds are about. So police brutality bonds are, so we told you about the bond game. Told you about the bond game. Hold on, excuse me. Oh, shit. Sorry. So I told you guys about the bond game. This is the public official bonds book. How every police officer, not only police officer, judges, sheriffs, anybody who's elected to office, all of them have to have a surety bond, right? So police or cities or states, but just mostly police departments in cities, they know that their police officers are going to commit a certain level of police brutality. They know they're gonna beat your ass. Basically, they know, hey, nigga, we can't stop these niggas from beating motherfuckers' ass in the street. We can't do it. We know that these niggas gonna take a billy club upside a nigga head eventually. So what do? They buy insurance, which is bonds. Police brutality bonds. So they buy this from Wall Street. They invest in this from Wall Street, which is why you're never going to see police brutality end. Wall Street is making billions upon billions of dollars doing this every goddamn year. Like Los Angeles spent $700 million. New York spent damn near $1 billion on police brutality bonds. This is cities. These are just regular cities spending damn near $1 billion on these bonds alone. So what they do is they know they're gonna beat your ass. These police, once they do it, and you win the settlement, because most people will think that these police get off on on qualified immunity, and they don't. It's probably they lose more often than they win, because it's most of the time they violate your rights. That shit is egregious. They show them, bow. They show niggas stomping a nigga in his mouth. You're like, nigga, how the fuck you gonna explain that? Huh? How you gonna that was how the fuck was that in the police book? Where in the police rule book was that? So they lose a lot, but the stipulation is the police force doesn't admit guilt, so they pay you. They pay you off. The police department, we have no admission of guilt. So then you can't come back, and they don't set these precedents of police admitting that they beat your ass. But they just get these bonds to pay off when the violation happens. And they pay off big time too. Like I said, $700 to $1 billion the bigger cities will get, and then the lower cities, the smaller cities will get around, a few $100 million to $500 million. So this is big business for Wall Street. And so the ass beating is not going to stop, because the bond game is the biggest game that's going right now in the world. There's trillions of bonds on the stock market. Did y'all know that? Trillions upon trillions of bonds. That's what runs everything. And a bond and a stock. I'll tell y'all the difference between a bond and a stock. Stock is when you own a piece of something, a piece of a company. If I buy stock in a company, that means I own a part of that company. It's an investment into that company. When I buy a bond, it's debt. All right, so a bond is evidence of debt. So I'm loaning, excuse me, and Timmy Tight Top's green juices. But when I get out a bond, or I take a bond from somebody, that's somebody borrowing money from me. So what they do is, on that bond, it has something called a premium. So say if I buy $1,000 bond, and it comes with a 5% premium. So the bond matures at a certain date. So I buy $1,000 bond, meaning I don't get $1,000 right now. I pay $1,000, but then I'm gonna get $1,000 back, say within 5 years, 3 to 5 years, or something, whatever the bond says it pays out. But all the meanwhile, in that time, for my trouble, I get something called a premium. So basically, like maybe 5% of whatever the bond is worth every every 6 months, or every year, whatever it is, every 3 months, 6 months, whatever the stipulation is. So you're earning like a interest on the bond while you're waiting for the bond to be paid out, right? So that's what that shit is. Bonds are so powerful, they can start countries. If you wanted to start a country with bonds, all you would have to do is get enough people to invest in the bond. So say I was going to start the United States of Aboriginals, or whatever the hell it is, right? So anybody who wanted to be a part of that country, we would go say, look, we created a certain amount of bonds for this government. So we go out, this is how government bonds do it. This is how you pay for the government. So we go and say, all right, you're willing to invest in our government, $1,000 a bond. They give us a bond. They give us $1,000. We give that bond back, and we are basically using that money to build up our government, saying that we'll pay that bond off in a certain amount of time, 5, 10 years, whatever it is, and then we're giving you that premium interest on that bond every 6, 7 months. That allows the person who issued the bond to be able to build up their core organization before they have to pay all that money back, right? So that's how countries do shit. This is really how easy it is. If you got enough people to be able to invest in a country or whatever it is, a business or whatever it is, you can issue bonds, and that's how you build your country up. But that's a whole different game. Just hip y'all to a little thing right now. Bonds is how the country is built, off of bonds. Everyone has to have a bond. Y'all don't get, y'all don't understand that. The bond is the bond game, biggest game that's going right now. And so police brutality bonds is why police beat your ass all the time. I don't even know if most police officers know they have. The city has a bond that pay off for when they beat ass, but there's a couple of, so the city has a bond, a police brutality bond, and then the police officer themselves have a bond or insurance or something called fidelity insurance, meaning fidelity, the word fidelity means trust. So they have to make sure that they don't violate the public trust. So if they get hired, they have a fidelity bond or fidelity insurance, right? So if they violate the public trust, meaning they violate your constitutional rights, then that bond pays it off. That bond pays off, but also that bond pays for a whole lot of shit. When a police officer violates your rights, or they blatantly kill somebody or hurt somebody and they get arrested, and then you say that motherfucker, he's already out on bond. That's because they already had a bond to pay for it. That police bond was issued to pay for their bail. So bond game, biggest thing going. And so overall bond, city has a bond, and the individual officer has a bond, or politician, or whatever it is. And so they may have an individual bond. Sometimes the main officer, like an example, like a sheriff. So if a sheriff is elected to a city or whatever, he's a city official, elected official, that sheriff will have a bond, a main bond, and then it's called a blanket bond. And then every deputy sheriff will be under that bond, right? So if a deputy sheriff violates your constitutional rights, then the main bond is hit. The main sheriff, the top sheriff of the county, his bond is hit. And so that's how you get back at these niggas. Really, telling you, I'm hipping y'all to some game right now. Y'all don't understand. This is the illest game that they don't want y'all to know. This is why you never hear really anything about bonds other than investing in it in the stock market. And you really don't hear anything about that because they don't want y'all to know that side of the game either. But so for y'all who wanted me to hip y'all to what was up on the police brutality bonds, that's it right there. So the bond game, you have to understand the bond game if you want to learn how to get back at these officials. When a judge excuse me, say you were in court and the judge had it out against you. He did. Even sometimes the judges admit this shit in court because they know you don't have any idea how to get back at them. You don't know how to recuse a judge for personal bias or anything like that. But that's a violation of your constitutional rights because you're supposed to have a fair trial and all this and that. So if you can find that a judge is biased, you can pull their bond. Who was that? Oh, Atum. Thank you. You can pull their bond. So they just so y'all know, everybody got some checks and balances. Nobody's able to walk around here without having the checks and balances because the city is not going to take the liability. They know people be fucked up out here doing fucked up shit. So the city is like, nigga, we ain't about to take that liability, nigga. You fucked up, you take the liability. That includes judges. You can't sue a judge because they have something called absolute immunity. Absolute immunity, and that basically ensures that a judge does their job to the utmost, of their ability because they don't want to be in fear of being sued. So to take away the overall fear of a judge getting sued, they just say a judge has absolute immunity from lawsuits, right? But you can pull that nigga's bond. You can pull her bond if they violate your constitutional rights. They don't tell you that shit. So these are ways that you get back at these people, and this is the way they get at you when they whoop your ass. So biggest game for people who are asking me about the police brutality bonds. Now it ain't just it's not just you or you filing claims on their bonds, but they have the overall, or it's not just the individual police officer having a bond. The whole city has a bond to ensure when they whoop your ass, they get off. And so you think Wall Street is going to stop issuing these bonds? Are you you think Wall Street is gonna stop issuing billions of dollars in bonds because you getting your ass beat? Nigga, you better figure that shit out. That's what they gonna say. Figure that shit out, nigga. You better go fucking on. You better go learn your rights, motherfucker. So keep this nigga boot out your ass. That's what they gonna say. Nigga, you see my yacht, nigga? Huh? You see this big ass yacht? I got that right after that nigga beat your ass. Thanks. Hey, nigga, I saw the video, my nigga. That shit was fucked up. God damn, you look like you was taking it too. Hey, nigga, every time I roll out to the middle of the Atlantic, nigga, I'm gonna think of you, my nigga. You know what? I'm gonna put the video on just to show homage to you, my nigga. Thank you. Nigga, that's how Wall Street is thinking. Like, nigga, you ain't getting none of this shit back, nigga. So, police brutality bonds, for people who heard me mention it on the Zoe White show on Monday, that's what police brutality bonds are. You ain't never gonna stop getting your ass beat. It's up to you. So just so y'all know, no matter what you do, no matter how much marching you do in the street to change the popo, no matter, none of that, none of that is gonna work. The only thing that doesn't work is if you know your rights and you're able to stop them from the jump, right from the first interaction. When they roll up to you and they assume that you don't know your rights and you smack the shit out of them with those rights, that's going to stop it. Excuse me. Or you finding out how to place, you finding out the rules that put them in check. Basically, the checks and balances that they have, the what repercussions that come to them when they violate your rights. And they have a lot of them. And the main one is this joint right here. This is the main joint. So don't count on the system stopping the police overall from beating your ass, because again, they're run by Wall Street. Wall Street is not going to stop making money because you crying because the police put his boot up your ass. Hey nigga, put some dirt on it, nigga. Rub some dirt on that shit, nigga. That's what he gonna tell you. Hey, nigga, walk it off, nigga. Walk it off, nigga. Hey, do some push-ups. Come on, jumping jack. Jump it off, nigga. Hey, you good, nigga? What's wrong, nigga? He ain't do that much, nigga. He slammed your head into the concrete. Hey, nigga, put some ice on that shit, nigga. I'm making $1 billion right here, nigga. You better rub some dirt on it, nigga. So that's what's happening with the police brutality bonds. And real quick, so the breakdown of the Wheel of Time I did last week, y'all are on it. A lot of y'all started hitting me up about the Wheel of Time. I hope y'all went and saw it. Did y'all watch it? Did you watch it? Man, off the chain. If y'all watched it, everybody was hitting me up. Was like, man, I saw that shit, dude. Nigga, you was right, yeah, that shit was crazy. Yep. Wheel of Time is crazy. But get into the Wheel of Time world. That's even doper, because that's where all the spirituality and shit is. Don't get caught up in the politics of it, which is dope. It's some Game of Thrones shit, which I'm about to talk about in a second. But it's some Game of Thrones-y type of shit. But that world is way deeper, because the spirituality and the energy and the history that comes from the spirituality, the divine masculine and divine feminine, which is where it all begins. Sorry, y'all who don't believe in that. But that's where it all begins. That's where existence begins, with the divine masculine and divine feminine. So the energy that can be created out of that and the things that can be created out of that, it breaks all of that shit down. And all of y'all went over there and saw that shit and were like, yeah, nigga, that shit is off the chain. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Wheel of Time is off the chain. Look up a channel called The Wheel Unveiled or Unraveled. I think it's The Wheel Unraveling the Wheel. I think maybe Unraveling the Wheel or Unveiling the Wheel. Look that up. And or if you can't find that, look up Wheel of Time 101. Type that into YouTube and see what you can find. And that's this YouTuber who broke off a whole, he's done went over the books back and forth, up and down. He breaks off the whole history and lore of the Wheel of Time. That'll help you understand and get into it better. But there's a gang of channels. There's literally hundreds of channels on the Wheel of Time. As many people like the Wheel of Time as they did the Game of Thrones. It just didn't have publicity or the physical show that the Game of Thrones had until now. But this is going to be as big, if not bigger than that, because of the spirituality that they put in this shit. It's way over Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had a little science and spirituality in it, but again, it's more about politics, backstabbing, and that type of shit. This is the real shit. So, man, y'all was up on that Wheel of Time. But the new shit that's coming out though this year, I think in April, is the second game, is the sequel or the prequel to Game of Thrones called The House of the Dragons. See, they can't leave these dragons alone. Man, why is the dragon so prevalent and so right now? And everybody talking about the dragon. Again, what does dragon mean? Dragon, the etymology means clear eye or sight. The third meaning the enlightened. That's basically what a dragon is. Someone who is enlightened. Now you got the two dragons, the dark dragon and the gold dragon. Gold dragon was really enlightened. That's why you see him on Wheel of Time with the gold dragon on his chest right here. The gold dragon brooch, letting you in. Also on The Witcher, the gold dragon. Also on Merlin, the TV show Merlin, they got a gold dragon in the dungeon that they got chained up. They keeping him because the dragons used to run everything, and then they defeated the dragons and took the gold dragon hostage, kept the nigga in the dungeon, and they only go talk to that nigga when they need some wisdom advice, so they don't, to keep them from fucking up. That's Merlin. He would only go talk to the dragon when he needed some shit. Hey man, what's gonna happen right now? Hey man, the king is tripping, man. How do I take care of the king? Hey man, this kingdom over here, and then the dragon got him. Like, nigga, you only come down here just to ask me shit, nigga. What do I get? Huh? All right, I tell you this, nigga. I tell you one more thing, nigga. You better let me go. How about that? That dragon was off the chain. It was the golden dragon, the wisdom. They will show you that. And so, House of Dragons is coming out in April. This is about the whole Targaryen history, y'all. If y'all know Game of Thrones, the Targaryens were the dragon clan. Targaryens were the dragon clan. And you see a brother Targaryen in there. Did you see the brother Targaryen with the white hair and shit? That nigga look ill, don't he? But this is what's coming out. So I just want y'all to hip y'all to the House of Dragons that's getting ready to come out. They about to drop some shit with that. But this dragon mythology is prevalent like crazy right now because they know you don't know anything about it. So we'll just use it. We'll use it all over the place. We'll put a dragon over here, a dragon over here a dragon, there a dragon, everywhere a dragon. You ain't gonna get it. We know you ain't gonna know what we talking about your ass. So I just wanted to hip y'all to the House of Dragons that's getting ready to come out. And that's the Targaryen, that's the full Targaryen story. And also in the Eternals, Tiamat. So Tiamat, it was Tiamat in the House of Dragons, but we know the real one is Tiamat. Tiamat was the name of the earth before it got broken or crashed into by Nibiru from the Anunnaki. This is the story. You go back and do the Anunnaki story. And Tiamat was the dragon, was the great dragon. That's what it was known as at first, was the dragon. So the very first dragon in lore was Tiamat. And it was feminine. It was a woman. So y'all know. Tiamat, the Mother Earth. It was Tiamat in the lore, ancient lore, was feminine. That was the great dragon. That's where it came from. So these women out here, they can gangster up on you niggas just so you know. The first dragon was the female. Tiamat was a woman. So that's why that Targaryen, Daenerys Targaryen and all the rest of that, they had the female dragon in that show. And then the triple-headed dragon is what is the house symbol. The triple-headed which is also was a symbol of Tiamat. So man, they got all of our shit in these goddamn shows and we don't know nothing about it. We don't know shit. But we gonna get it, goddammit. And what was the last thing I wanted to say to y'all? Oh, so real quick on on my interview with Dr. G, as I said, make sure you guys hit me up on Reelnagas.com. Hit me up with some topics. If you want me to talk on something specific that I haven't talked about in these videos that you want me to hit up. No Hokey talk, or no Hokey talk. I'm not trying to get her channel fucked up. If she wants me to talk about it, then I'll talk about it, but no crazy Hokey talk. But whatever y'all, if y'all want me to touch up on something on Dr. G show, that's going to be on the 11th. I think that's Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. West Coast time, Pacific time. And so make sure y'all hit me up with what y'all want me to talk about. But again, I have to impress upon y'all. Oh, so and also for the people who hit me up about the vaccine, the vaccine religious exemption card right here. Can y'all see it? The vaccine religious exemption cards that come with the lanyard, the detachable lanyard. So I have to tell y'all about these. So I told you guys last week that I was giving until the 7th, which is today. Today is the last day for that deal that I'm giving this in the police stop law package. This is the full package, the constitutional rights card, the qualified immunity card, and the qualified immunity notice. This is what goes in your car as well. Y'all know this is the, this is the Know Your Rights manual. Also, we have 2 flashcards, but the package only comes with 1 flashcard. You don't get both of these, you get 1. You have to specify which one you want. All right. And y'all already just been showing this to y'all the whole time. So that's the full package right there. It doesn't come with the vaccine religious exemption card. You can't buy this individually on my channel on Reelnagas.com. You can't get it. You can only get this individually on knowyourrightsfoundation.org. So I was given that deal because PayPal had shut down my account, not my account, but the website. They had glitches in the pay button. So that was for 2 weeks. And so no one got to buy it when I did the deal. So I extended it on December 31st to the 7th, which is today. A lot of y'all hit me up about it, but don't keep asking me after this. Yo, man, I ordered the package and you didn't put the vaccine religious. That was only until today. So if y'all want the vaccine religious exemption card for free in the package, you guys have to go and hit it up today. Because after today, I'm not putting it in the package no more. Will I do it in the future? I might. But we have to build up Know Your Rights Foundation. So we want you guys to go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org if you want the vaccine religious exemption card. And then also, let me see. And it comes with, just so you know, it comes with this is the full Know Your Rights Foundation. This tells you so you can study. This is the study sheet, everything that's on the card, so you can break this off and you can understand, know what you're saying when you hand the people this card. And remember, you don't timidly hear when you try to go to a restaurant or a movie theater or something. You don't do that. You have to understand. You have to make them know that you know your rights. And you have a right to enter this establishment, excuse me, under your constitutional and civil rights. Now, again, civil constitution, forget all that. If you're on your status shit, we ain't worried about that right now. We're trying to just make sure we move freely within this system at this time. So you got to make sure you're confident when you hand them this, and make sure you pull out a camera when you do that. I would preferably, I carry this around all the time just so I can throw this on. This is a body cam. You can get this on Amazon real quick. So, you can just click this right here. Boop, and then start filming. Yeah, what'd you say, officer? Yeah, go ahead. Boop. Just turn this shit right on. Boop. Now, go ahead. What'd you say? I didn't hear you, officer. Boop, and this thing is recording. This thing is dope too. Clips right on. And so, but when you're presenting this to anyone, make sure again you don't hassle the lowly, and I don't say low, I mean just the low on the totem pole person who's the worker who's trying to enforce this. Make sure you ask for the manager or the owner, and you present this to them, and you do this on camera, because they have no, it's been proven, it's against the Constitution for them to do what they do. These mandates are unconstitutional, which is why the courts are pushing back against them in droves. But you have to assert your rights. If you don't do it, no one else will. And so it may work for you at the first time, but you may have to start enforcing this. We have to start enforcing this for these to really start working, because most people don't know their rights. And so you have to be willing to carry that lawsuit out if you really feel that your rights were violated egregiously. You have to make sure that you understand, and they understand, that you will place a lawsuit on them, because you have the right to do that. That's what this says. They are in violation, and criminal violation, actually. For them to do that, to violate you religiously, that's a criminal violation. It's not civil. That's a federal violation. So they're really fucked up if you really want to go after them. So even though they don't know that, they may be like, nigga, go on, give a fuck. Call him. Go ahead then, sue me. All right, well, you may have to gangster off like that. You may get, you know what I'm saying? You may have to assert your rights like that. But again, don't do this until you fully study this card, fully study what's on this page, and you understand, you make them understand that you do know your rights. Now, you may, even if you don't know them fully, you have to act as if. You have to have that confidence, because it's the confidence in the law that really moves shit. Ask anyone who's ever done that to the police officer. It's the confidence in knowing the law that moves the police officer. Oh, man. I am amazed. Thank you. What is that? Yep, I am Lemaze. So appreciate you. So you have to make sure, you have to make the police understand that you know your rights. That's what moves police officers. Oh man, appreciate you. So that's how you move police officers. Go watch any of those videos. Go watch the videos on knowyourrightsfoundation.org. Scroll down to the video section of those police stops, where those are people who know their rights and they're asserting those rights against the police officers at the stop. Okay, and then you see those police officers change when they feel that, when they see these people know their rights. It happens. And as soon as you start talking like you know your right, you're going to see the police officer change. I promise you. They only act crazy because they think you don't know shit. If they think, oh, if I violate this person's right, he knows how to come back and get me. Shit. And in most cases, you can decertify these cats, especially in California now. They can be decertified. That's another thing for violating your rights. So y'all don't understand, man. These police officers has so much pitfalls and holes and shit that can fuck them up, but they don't care because they know you don't care. It's easy. I wouldn't give a shit if I knew you didn't give a shit. Why would I give a damn if I'm violating your rights if you don't give a shit about it? You wouldn't. No one would. Okay? So just so you know, this is the last day that I will offer this with the police stop law, with the package. You got to order the Great Book of Melanin Research. All right, and you get the police stop law package for free. That's everything I just showed you, excluding one of the decks of flashcards and this. You can only get this. Oops, that's the back. You can only get this today with the package if you order today. The deal will be off after the 7th. After today, you will have to go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org to get this. But just so you know, man, we're on the move. People are really falling into this rights thing. I didn't more so than I expected. I had no idea. People really want to learn their rights right now. And I'm sure a lot of it is the crackination. People really are feeling the squeeze of not knowing their rights and having to be forced to this crackination. So that's really getting people passionate about it. But whatever the goddamn reason, shit, let's learn them. Whatever the reason. Y'all want to join this goddamn community? It is crazy. It's growing. It's big. We're all helping each other. The classes that I hold a class on Sundays on Patreon. So you can go to Reelnagas.com/Patreon to join that Sunday class. If you want to go to the status classes, you go there too and just sign up for the status class levels. And man, that's where that Sunday class is. But also from there, if you want to do the other classes, join the Know Your Rights Foundation volunteers. And then there are 2 other classes that we hold throughout the week. And so you're going to be getting hit with the law, but they're fun classes, man. Everybody in there, we fun, we crazy. It's not like you got Barack Obama teaching the goddamn law class. No, we have fun. We brothers, we family in there. We brothers and sisters. We know who we are. And so we take this serious, but we don't take it serious. That's how you have to do it. It is super serious, but it's not super serious because we all family, and you know we don't have to be like that. You know, we learn better when we're more relaxed and comfortable with each other. So that's how these classes are. That's how this community is. You get in there, people talk shit to me, I'm gonna talk shit to you. That's how we do it. And you know what I'm saying? And once I know you talk shit back, that's how I know you part of the group. So anybody who want to get up there and join this, the movement, the Million Johnny Cochrans, because we're gonna do this shit. It's just gonna spread like wildfire, because knowing your rights is nothing like knowing your rights, y'all. There's nothing like it. And I use this analogy when I talk to the volunteers all the time. It's like knowing your rights. I can't explain it. And I've said this before, but it's like teaching somebody who grew up in the desert, seen nothing but sand and dune hills and, you know what I'm saying, and scorpions and shit. They whole life, they ain't seen nothing but that. They whole life. Say it was 40 years they lived in the desert. Never seen a drip of water, you know, other than what they probably had to dig up in the ground and maybe have found or some shit like that. And you say, hey man, there's a place called Hawaii where there's waterfalls and there's an ocean on the side and there's green trees and flying birds and oh man, appreciate you. Who was that? Ah, I didn't see, man. Thank you so much. Who was that? Ah, damn, I didn't see. Appreciate you. But if you tell them, man, there's flying birds and all this, nigga, man, get your bitch ass out of here. Ain't no such thing as no goddamn waterfalls. You mean water just falling from a rock, nigga? Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no such thing. They gonna tell you that. But there is a place called Hawaii where waterfalls, there's hundreds of waterfalls and trees and hidden lakes and all kind of shit over there. But that person who lives in the desert will never know that unless they leave the desert and take the trip. That's you people who don't know the law. I can't tell you how great it is to know the law because you have to come and see it. You got to get your ass off the desert, hop on a goddamn plane, and fly to law land. You be like, oh shit, nigga, this shit crazy. Nigga, they got motherfucking unicorns and shit, nigga. Is that a goddamn roller coaster? Nigga, y'all gonna be tripping when you learn the law. And that's how it is. Most people who come in here, they didn't know shit about learning the law. Nothing. They knew nothing about the law. Nothing. And then they pick it up so quick because once you start to get it, you start to understand it. And also the community helps. You start to get it and you start to want to learn more. You're like, oh shit, I didn't know this. They can do this. Or damn, I can do this. When you start to know the shit that you actually can do, it empowers you. It motivates you to learn more. So I'm just saying that. So for all you people, we have to get on this movement. This is a new time. And unless you start doing that, you're going to be smacked up. They're coming for your rights, man. They're coming for all of us, right? They're coming for all of us right now. And it is not a fucking game. It is not a game. They're implementing this plan on multiple fronts. But all the while they're doing that, they hoping, praying that you niggas don't pick up some law books or a goddamn constitution and start learning that shit and stop them, because that's the only thing that can do it right now. That's it. The only thing that can stop them niggas right now is you understanding the Constitution and knowing your rights and then halting that shit. So get in the game. Like I said, today, last day to get the vaccination card right here in the package. If you want just the card, you have to go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and get the vaccine religious exemption card. All right. So that is it for me. Oh, also, real quick, it still comes with the alkaline cookbook for free if you guys order, because we got to get on this. We got to get on this healthy shit. Man, I'm 6 weeks in, y'all. 6 weeks in, and man, my body feels great, off the chain. Some damn vegan pizza place. I thought it was vegan, but I think it was vegetarian. They slipped up and slipped some cheese on my damn pizza. Damn it. Messed my shit up for about a day or two, but I'm back in. So I thought I was getting a vegan pizza or with no cheese, but they slipped that shit in there. But man, I feel great. You know what I'm saying? Skin looks great. Everything feels great. Joints feel off the chain. I can't tell you, man. Another thing, same thing. If you guys have not been healthy before, I can't tell you how good it feels to feel healthy. You have to make the commitment and make the trip. Come on over here. But this is the way you can do it. Getting this alkaline cookbook. And I give this to you for free when you order the package. the Great Book of Melanin Research package, and it comes with the Police.Law package. So you get all of that. we got to get healthy. We got to change our mentality, y'all. Let's do it. I'm on board. Let's go. Who with me? Let's do it. Anybody else who's still with the fuckery from the old time, the old age? We're in a new age, a new time, new energy, all of this shit. If you ain't new, then you dead. All right? So that's all I got to say. Thank everybody who donated and hit the super chat, and all the volunteers again for Know Your Rights Foundations who will come, who have came and will come. I appreciate you guys. We're going to change this shit, y'all. We're going to get everybody to knowing their rights, and they ain't going to know what to do after that. I'm waiting to see a 14-year-old that we train in their rights and get stopped by the police, and that shit goes viral. That's what I'm waiting on right now. A young cat. It's cool of all the old, we can learn the law. There's many videos out there like that. But we got to get a little young cat, a little young 14, 15-year-old, download that shit into him. And then boom, if he's out on the street and he films himself in a police encounter smashing the police, that's when this shit will change. When we see that even that little young person can arm themselves with the law to where the police can't do shit to them. So let's get on that. Let's make that reality. Let's make that a reality now. All right. So let's do it. Y'all got some 15-year-olds, send them to me. All right. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute. Deuces.